So let's take these two blocks and make it represent two people. A man and a woman. That's what we're talking about tonight. So how would you create this from these two blocks? What would you have to do to these two blocks of wood to make this? Mold the individuals. Good. Good.
Cut a little off.
Cut a little off and what?
Cut a little from each one to make it fit together.
Cut a little off from each one to make it fit together. What else? What else? Reshape it. Reshape it. Glue them together. Good. Yeah, good. You get where I'm going with this? So what marriage counselors often miss, and this is a crucial part of what I want you to get tonight, is that two people have to transform in some way to become something different, which is called a couple, or that third world that you're going to create. So when people say, and I've heard this so many times in relationships that I've been in too, I'm the way I am, this is the way I am, deal with it. This is me. I'm like, okay. All right, so I guess you're not changing at all, so I'll just go and completely transform myself. But you know, that again, that's a common, you know, we don't want to be different. We don't want to change ourselves. It's uncomfortable and it's annoying. I don't want to change. I like being controlling. I love it. I do. I don't want to not be controlling. And that's my big issue. I'm really controlling. So, but I enjoy it. I like taking charge. I like telling people what to do, and I like managing everything, right? So, but it doesn't work in a relationship. So two people have got to do what you just said. Okay, they have to shave a little off, mold, come together to make something new. Now, do you believe that everybody has issues and weaknesses that hold them back or get in their way? Is that a cricket? Yeah. I was like, what is that?
Just that.
Okay, good. Do you believe that everyone has issues that get in their way, hold them back, stop them? Okay, good. Good. So for a relationship to work, people must work on themselves, right? And grow, and then come together to create that third world that we were talking about. So let's talk about the blame game. How many of us have played the blame game? Nobody here, I know. The blame game. Yeah, Alan's like, I've played it. Sounds fun. Let's do it right now. You did it. You're bad, not me. You're wrong. You know, it's funny. Some of you might have come here tonight thinking, God, I hope she says something that changes my husband or wife, or God, I hope, you know, maybe she'll say. And it's funny because I do the same thing. When I get angry, it's so easy to immediately look at that other person versus, and we don't, it's just not human nature to go, to be really upset and go, what am I doing right now that's wrong? I mean, it just isn't human nature, right? I mean, you look at the other person and say, it's out there somewhere. And then it takes a little while to kind of get back to you, to let you, hopefully it will eventually get to us to say something's here going on. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight as well. But couples get stuck in a pattern of blaming each other. And then it's a pattern. We're going to talk a lot about patterns. Patterns exist in couples all the time. And we create them. Sometimes we create them because they work for some odd reason, and we keep them in existence. So, you know, it's interesting. Consider that there's a good chance that you actually, and I don't mean you as a couple, that you as an individual actually created the problem that you're trying to solve. And of course we go, oh yeah, I'm in a transformational seminar, of course I'm responsible, and you know, I take responsibility for my life, but when let's get real. I mean, we are who we are. Relationships are hard, right? I mean, they're not easy at all. They're doable, and they can be amazing, and they're fun, and when they're good, right? I mean, it's real good when it's good. And when it's bad, it's real bad. So, what we want to do is try to make it good more often. Let's make it good more often. I mean, you're going to have bad times. We're not here to take away all your bad times, then you won't learn, right? That's called life. So, but we want to get you to more good times. So you have tools where you can effectively use them. So when something's going wrong and the person's triggering you, and you have a tool and you pull out your hammer and you're like, I got this. I know what to do now, right, Debbie? So you're going to talk about that all the time. So this is actually a quote by Gandhi. If you change yourself, you will change your world. If you change how you think, then you will change how you feel and what actions you take. Then the world around you will change. Not only because you are now viewing your environment through new lenses of thoughts and emotions, but also because the change within can allow you to take action in ways you wouldn't have thought about while stuck in your old patterns, right? Wayne Dyer, I love him. Change the way you look at things and the things you look at will change, right? Perspective. So tonight is about giving you a new perspective. It's almost like you've been walking around with these glasses on. Let's say they're purple lenses. You're going to take them off and put on glasses with yellow lenses. You're going to see things differently. Everything in coaching is about changing perspective, right? And that's a coach. So it's about, changing your perspective so you're able to see things differently. You'll behave differently. You'll make different choices. So that's what you're going to get tonight. Do you believe that you created your own life? Does everybody believe? I mean, obviously, look, I believe in God. I'm very spiritual. I'm more than spiritual. I mean, God's everything to me, right? And God created me. God's creating my life right now. But then again, He gave me freedom of choice, personal choice, to make my own decisions, which many times I've made really bad ones. But so when I say this, I mean, do you believe that you have been the creator of your own life, pretty much? Like you've been the designer, you've created it. Okay, so if you have, then think about for a moment, or just imagine that the way your life as it is with relationships, the relationship you have, or the relationship you don't have, or the relationship you used to have, whatever is going on in your life with relationships right now is exactly the way that you want it. Isn't that weird? Well, if you wanted it any other way, it would be different. Really. I know, let me tell you, or explain it. There's something called positive intent. Okay, positive intent is every single thing that we do has a positive intention behind it. I talked about this at the last seminar, Walt and Callie, remember? So everything we do has a positive intention. Let me explain. If I'm a drug addict, what's my positive intent behind my drug use? Making me feel how? Relaxed, high, make the problems go away, right? Okay. Every behavior, whether it's good, bad, whatever, has a positive intent attached to it. Once you find the positive intent, it gives you more power in your life because it allows you to see, wait a minute, I'm getting something out of this. So for instance, when I give you an example, okay, in a relationship, my boyfriend's name is Matt, and there for a while in our relationship, I would do this thing that he would call freak out. So he's like, you're freaking out, stop freaking out. And I hated it because I'm like, I am freaking out, but I wouldn't admit it because I didn't want to be that person who freaked out. So, and finally I stopped and I'm like, okay, I'm freaking out. Why am I doing it? What am I trying to get right now? Why am I here? Because obviously I'm getting something or I wouldn't do it. It's working for me on some level. Well, when I freak out, when I used to freak out, he would fix it or help me with whatever it is. He'd take it off of me. Here, let me do everything. I got this, let me do it. So it was wonderful. I mean, in some weird way in my unconscious mind, it was working for me. But then again, it was causing a lot of problems because I was making everybody freak out. My kids, everything. The energy was high. So I said, okay, you know what? This isn't working. Obviously, I can have a better way to get that need met. I could actually go up to him and say, Matt, I need your help. Will you help me? And he would say yes. and it works beautifully. And it's just like I've been calmer. It sounds so silly, but we have what we want. There is a reason, there's a positive intent to the way you are in your relationship. You don't get enough attention? Maybe if you did, you wouldn't want as much attention. Maybe you like being kind of on your own a little bit. You're in control in the relationship? They never make a decision? Maybe you kind of like that a little bit. Maybe that feels good to you. Maybe if they started making all these, I'll never forget when my ex always, he always left the parenting up to me. Always. Then we get a divorce and suddenly he has an opinion. And I was like, wait a minute. And I would always complain through our marriage. I would be like, hey, he's never really that involved in the decisions, and I have to make all the decisions about the kids. And but it's funny, once he started getting involved in making decisions, I'm like, I don't like that. No, I liked it when I got to make all the decisions about the kids. And so I had what I wanted. Your subconscious, your brain. Brains are very interesting things. It will create crazy ways of you don't like it, but it's working for you in some way.